lot of people use drilling in the sense that like the person's not resisting maybe, and then you're just doing that technique over and over and over. The only time I would ever do something close to that would be if I've already mastered that technique, or I know it really well in my head, and I'm doing it as a form of cardio. As a form of learning, I don't like drilling because I show you guys a technique, right? The probability that you're doing it wrong when I just showed it to you is really high, okay? There's nothing against you. It's the same for me. If I learned a new technique watching it on a video, the probability that I'm doing it wrong is really high. If you do it with no resistance and your partner's being like a lamb and just falling over when you do the technique and your arm's in the wrong position, you're reprogramming an incorrect habit. It's actually worse than doing nothing in a lot of ways if you're doing it wrong, because you're programming the wrong movement pattern. So when I drill, I show a technique, I drill it, or I learn a technique, I drill it 2 or 3 times, get the rough idea of it, and then I start scaling resistance. So I'll start in that exact situation where the technique is relevant, and I'll go, okay, now I want you to like resist a little bit, like 50%. You start resisting, okay, it's working, scale it up until it's fully working. And then I'm always getting to sparring or some sort of specific sparring as fast as possible. I don't like to drill in that sense. The only time I think I like that kind of drilling would be if it was, I was getting ready for a tournament and I wanted to push my cardio really hard in a safe way. Because sometimes pushing your cardio in a match, again, if you're treating it like a tournament match, a lot of times if you're in the gym and like it's a person you're really competitive with and you're up by 2 and there's like a minute left and you're in close guard, you're gonna be kind of careful. You can open up and go crazy, but you're gonna be conservative, right? So you actually don't push your cardio in the same way. In that sense, drilling can be really good. If you go, okay, 1 minute, do as many Toriandos as I can in a minute, and I'm already good at it, then that's okay, because I'm not doing it to learn the technique, I'm doing it to push my cardio and make my speed better. That's okay. But I don't like to drill to learn a technique. I like to get to some form of resistance training as fast as possible. Like I didn't address that, but that problem came up immediately, right? And now you addressed it, you have an answer. As soon as you go with her again, she's gonna come up with some creative new problem, and then you'll have to solve that.